Hello, Hero Collectors here. How's it going, everybody? Hope y'all are doing fantastic. I know I am, and today I'm going to be cracking open this brand new Spider-Man Gamerverse Spirit Spider figure. My pre-order got fulfilled. I've heard some stories that people have had theirs canceled for no good reason, and then it comes back in stock. He's also been showing up in Walmart stores with their brand new kind of Hasbro display. I did hunt around my Walmarts, but none of them had him. So I'm just glad my pre-order got fulfilled. I'm sorry if yours got canceled. The best thing that you can do is just hope for a restock. I think it was back in stock on their website recently, and then try to hunt in stores. Walmart's been doing pretty good here lately, but they seem to be dropping the ball with this guy. I hope that doesn't, spell doom for the Hellfire figure that will be coming out in another few months or so. But yeah, overall, I'm just excited to get this guy in hand. I don't have a lot to say in terms of the figure itself. I just want to see how that new torso is and if it limits articulation. And just pose the guy because it's such a cool design. I've been wanting this in figure form. I did a little research before coming in here and finding out that this look doesn't really have a lot of appearances in the comics. So there's not a lot of reference to really go off of aside from the video game. So may just have to kind of freestyle it a little bit with him. There. Okay. Alright, so I think the only new parts here are the torso and the head, because these look like the pinless Sunfire mold arms and legs, and then all the hands are definitely reused from Spider-Man. So it does have the hinge. Cool. There. That shoulder design, it's digging into, or like the shoulder up here on the body is digging into the shoulder on the actual arm. So that's kind of disappointing already. So just keep that in mind. I'm posing him, but that means arm going up is going to be very limited. That's not a good thing for a Spider-Man. Even though he is like a Ghost Rider. Oh, what? It crunches, but it doesn't even click. That's, well, like going forward. Okay, so going back, you can get that much. That's neutral, but it doesn't even click going forward. That sucks. There's that. Okay. Little gummy in the legs. You can feel it, especially at this joint and down here at the ankle and the calf. But it doesn't feel like it's going to tear. It just seems a little... What's the word? I can only think of gummy, but the other words, like loose. It feels like it may be harder to stand. I don't know. There. Okay. Let's break in the hands just really quick. And then I'll try to start posing him. Just to see what he can do. It's probably going to be a shorter video. I just want to see what this figure itself can do. I don't really have a whole lot to say. I do like the head sculpt. So let's try to do a crouched pose. Sorry if I'm getting quiet. I just trying to focus and really get this right. Okay. You can get the crouch pose. It's a little difficult with the torso the way it is. That really does suck, in my opinion. Get that foot down, that one there. Yeah, not terrible. Let's try a web swing pose. And put one in. And this one. Okay. I will say, just kind of for an overall gripe with a lot of Hasbro figures in terms of Legends lately, the torso articulation has been the like worst part of the figures. Like there. So like they either don't give the butterflies, they don't give enough movement in, you know, like the mid torso range. I think that's where they really need to start focusing on upgrading their figures. You know, allow for more movement here. Add in butterflies where you can. You know, do the super articulation where it's, you know, where it could be needed. Because this guy could have done with the super articulation in the torso. But they decided to just do the simple crunch, and it's rather limited. And he can't get crouched down like I'd want. So there's kind of that. It's not too bad depending on the angle you go from. There. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of other ideas to pose him with. I suppose we can do a couple comparisons really quick. I'm not going to do a ton, but there's two or three figures that come to mind that I can really quick pose him with. Okay, firstly, we got to go back to the very first blue Ghost Rider-esque figure. We have the Return to Marvel Legends Danny Ketch Blue Ghost Rider. This was one of my first Marvel Legends. I actually need to clean him up a little bit. He's got some dirt or not dirt, but like dust kind of caked in the flames. So maybe he needs a little bit of a soapy bath, but there he is. To bring in a standard comic book Spider-Man, here's the Maximum Spider-Man figure. And they are basically the same height. I mean, the arm proportions are a little different, but the shoulder height is about the same. I would say the top of the head would be the same too, given where the skull is. So, I mean, what about the waist? Yeah, about the same. So, I mean, if you want to have this, I don't know, in a display where he's changing into this one, that's a really fitting body proportion. Because it's in the Gamerverse subline, here are Black Cat, dang it, and the Symbiote Spider-Man figure. These are the only other two that I've gotten from the wave aside from the Super Deluxe Venom, as you can see there. And, you know, it's supposed to be an alternate suit, a little bit bigger than the game figure. But there is that, don't fall over. I said I only had a few comparisons, but here I am just thinking of more and more I can do. Here's the Gamerverse Miles Morales from from his solo game. Yeah, because he doesn't have, yeah. And then the first PlayStation Spider-Man, sorry, I'm drawing a blank. This is the PS4 version. And let's see. Yep, proportionally these ones are good. I'd say the shoulders on the actual Spider-Man is, I guess depending on how you have him stand, it's about the same. So yeah, definitely works as an alternate suit if you want to have like some kind of Spidey cave with this in there. I don't know. And then for the last comparison, just because he was on my desk, and most likely these two will be put in a review together, we have the black suit, Tobey Maguire costume, Spider-Man. I'm tired. It's been a long day, so words aren't coming to me. But yeah, here's just an alternate suit. I will most likely do a review with these two. I haven't really thought of how I was going to pair this Spider-Man in a review since I've already got the Gamerverse Symbiote and Black Cat together for a different video. So these two will be in a future review, I would say within the next month or two. So yeah, just my kind of initial thoughts on this guy. It's fine. You know, the torso is the biggest problem here, and like overall it looks cool. I love the kind of shading that they're trying to do with the arms and the legs, but the skull and the flames look great. Just that torso, it just sucks. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It really does suck. I don't like it. I get Hasbro, there's been saying lately that, like, oh, we don't want to break up the sculpt by adding in articulation lines, but to me, it's not breaking up the sculpt if you do it right. You know, they could have easily put in butterflies. They could have easily found a way to get better range here, I would imagine. You know, they've done it for other figures, so why not this guy? So, I don't know. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Am I completely wrong here as I bump the camera? Is this just a masterpiece and I don't know it? I don't know. Leave me comments down below. Did you even get this figure? Is he popped up in your stores? Did you get him online? Let's discuss down there. And while you're down there, make sure you are liking the video and subscribing, because I've got all kinds of content, both Transformers and Marvel Legends and other stuff, probably some Star Wars here on the horizon, shelf updates, all kinds of things coming in the near future. So make sure you are subscribed to check all that out when it happens. And yeah, with all that, I will talk to you all in another video, another post, another time.